The labour force structure is changing. The median age of our population is now into the 30s at 32. Therefore, workers, Senator Gale, are getting older. And we have to look at that. What are we going to do about retraining, etc.? Pension is a big issue. Under services and needs, there are the health care requirements, social care, transport. May I point out that we've talked a lot today about transport. Cost is one thing. No older person with arthritis or surgery can maneuver the steps of our buses. So we can go as basic as that. Persons with disabilities, especially blindness, have a lot of problems on the buses, and especially if there's a problem. And we had some information on a fire on a bus and the blind person left behind. So we have to think about that. Long-term care, end-of-life care. And as we talk about that, vision is a #1 problem for older people, so it's not persons just with disabilities. We talk about it as society and the individual, inclusion in the digital age. Much is being said now about digital transformation. I make a plea for the older persons here, because digital transformation is two-way. Not all older persons are digitally literate or want to be. We have issues with banks, ATM machines, and we are told, oh, let your grandchild do it. Let somebody else do it. No, I do not want my grandchild to know how much is in my bank account. Persons are upset that they no longer go to the post office for their NIS because that's their social activity for the month. So I beg, I plead that as we spend the entire day there. One man told me all he needs is patty money to go and pick up his pension because he's not coming home for 6 hours. So I beg that as the youngsters in our society, and at my age I can call anybody under 60 youngsters. Yes, Gramps. So please remember that not all of us want to go into the digital age. Please remember the rural people. The life certificate now comes on your phone. How do you print it in Backaway, OA, up in a Trelawney bush to get the signature? So let us remember that you may have to do this gradually and accommodate the dinosaurs, because we exist. Well-being issues, the intergen, and I've mentioned all of this in the interest of time. So, where are the gaps? We've had many gaps, so these are the gaps from MAWC's perspective. Not all rights are protected, and that has been clear from the presentations. The discrimination, the ageism, long-term care, there are many rights not protected. Through no fault of the formers of the UN Convention on the Rights in 1948, because life expectancy then was 56, and we had no old people to think about. Therefore, this has progressed over time, that the issues around aging, if you think back to some of the slides, and the absence of appropriate legislation. Accessibility and affordability are important. We had somebody come for a COVID vaccine. The taxi fare from Portland, because they could not manage, was in fact $10,000 each way. So yes, the vaccine is available, it is free. Do you have that amount of money to come for it? We hear stories like that of having to go to KPH. So let us look at transport not simply in the availability of a bus or a car, but the cost. And healthcare is free, but the cost to get there is not free. We have workforce shortages, as Ms. Latti brought out very succinctly, the insufficient trained caregivers, and as I showed in the declining 0 to 14 population, more and more caregivers are going to be needed from the general population. Healthcare and social professionals are all in shortage. Quality of care has been raised by others, raised this morning. The variability in quality of care. Some services don't have adequate standards. I know NTVET now has a set of standards for practical nurses, but where is the monitoring of all of this? In addition, we need integrated programs. What we have now is vertical programs. And it came up this morning about inadequate age-friendly facilities. Something as simple as a bathroom door in a facility, in a public facility, opening out, because the wheelchair cannot go in if the door is in. Never thought of it till somebody pointed it out. So we need to have people sensitive to the needs of older people. Stigma and abuse come up. There are many persons that complain they will go to a facility, a doctor, but it's your age. Pain is not due to age. Pain is due to something wrong. Pain is due to something being wrong. So we need a public education program on stigma and abuse and the whole issues around caregiver burden. If you are looking after somebody 24/7, you're going to need a break. The National Policy for Senior Citizens from 1997 was revised recently. Interestingly, in the 1997 version, it did speak to the need for legal requirements. Nothing got done. And I'm not sure, I don't see it in this, but I haven't read it, the current version. So there's a recognition of the importance of legislation. Congratulations to this committee for taking it forward. A little late, but better late than never.